experience. I come from Nalanda, so the name itself, this invokes a certain pride in us about our great ancient heritage, the past. And Nalanda was the beacon of knowledge. Sariputra, Maudgalyayan, they were from Nalanda. And when Sariputra meets Asajit, this is there in the Vinay Pitak, when Pabajja of Sariputra and Maudgalyayan is being given, there is a beautiful verse which Aswajit recites to Sariputra. I'll begin my talk with that. Ye dhamma hetu pabhava hetum tesam tathagato ah tesam chayo nirodha evam vadi mahasamano. So with this auspicious Mangalacharan, I will begin my sharing of experience, which I'm not a, I can see some of my friends sitting here, and I recently did my PhD from University of Delhi. I was student of Pali in my first year, and the first line which we were taught when our introductory class of Pali was given, we were taught that palati rakhati iti Pali. Palana, jaise the way mother nurtures and protects, rakhati. That is how this language has nurtured and protected Buddha Vachana. In the morning, we heard Bhikkhu, they recited some verses, and they are called Matika. Interestingly, this Matika means Matrika, which means mother. And that's the approach for this language which we had, ancient Indian heritage had. These Pali, as Professor Anirban Das made his presentation, it was a Dhamma Setu, a linguistic bridge which connected us with the entire Asia in ancient time. The early Buddhist teaching, they disseminated across the Asia, be it Sri Lanka, be it Cambodia, be it Laos. There it was officially, during early centuries, it was recognized as one of the state language. And we have, how do we know? We have archaeological evidences for them. We have multiple inscriptions. कई सारे शिलालेख मिलते हैं इन जगहों पे. By 5th century, historically speaking, we see a sort of a decline in the Pali system, and where it gets more centered in the Sri Lanka. And there, again, there is a huge rise with the approach of Buddha Ghosh, Acharya Aniruddha. Then it further, by 12th century, the group of Burmese monk, they are developing a very precise grammar for the Pali. And it's a continuous heritage, and we see that for the centuries, this language has been disseminating Buddha Vachana across the Asia. I was coming with Venerable Bhikkhu Dhammajyoti from Nalanda, and he was sharing that there was a first wave of Buddhism. After Buddha, there is Ashoka, the king Ashoka, and we see the rise of Buddhism. Then again, there is a second wave of Buddhism, which we see during Gupta time period. And we have universities like Vikramshila, continued by Harshvardhana, and continued by Pala period, where we have Vikramshila and Jagadala and many, many such prestigious universities. Then there is a decline. So that was the second wave. And I feel that at present we are in the third wave of again this rise of, the Buddha, the tradition of and the Buddhist heritage. And we see, monuments, great monuments such as Nalanda have been revived. Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated just few months back. And we see the status, language. Pali has got a status of classical language. Forgive my ignorance. I was not aware that Pali did not have a classical status. The kind of rich literature, the precise grammar, the linguistic precision it had, it is already, it's not a honor for this language, but it's honor for our country that recognizing Pali as a classical language. So Pali was already, a classical, a very precise Dhamma Setu. So with this, I think I would end my this discussion. Time is already up. So again, thank you very much. Bhavantu, bhavatu sabba mangalam, rakhantu sabba devat.